Hi, and thanks for joining me in this video where we'll be delving into a subject that promises to shift the gears of cognition and has the potential to change the way you view the world. We'll be exploring how our beliefs influence our experience of the world, the impact they have on our decision making, and how models of accurate thinking can help improve outcomes in just about any area of our lives. But what is accurate thinking? Well, according to Napoleon Hill, it is our ability to assess the facts in order to determine the truth and relevance of the matter. Easy enough, right? Wrong. Time and time again, people ignore the facts and choose to make decisions based on their beliefs. And while sometimes the beliefs we have are highly resourceful and incredibly functional, other times they are unresourceful and quite dysfunctional. We owe it to ourselves to learn how to identify whether we're functioning from accurate thinking or simply from a position of indoctrination, education, or revelation. Indoctrination in as much as we have persistent embedded beliefs from childhood, education in as much as we have been formally or informally trained, and revelation in as much as we have new perspective brought on by relevant insight. So why is this important? Well, back in 1956, American psychologist George Miller concluded that our conscious mind can only manage 7 plus or minus 2 chunks of information at any given time. That's to say that of all the external stimuli that we are presented with, we only ever consciously are aware of between 5 to 9 pieces of these. Say for example, as you're watching this, you may notice the tone of my voice, the outfit I'm wearing, the screen you're watching this on, the temperature in the room, the ambient noise perhaps, or the lighting, the feeling of the garments on your body. Most likely, however, until those things are brought to your attention, they weren't consciously being referenced. So whilst clearly evident, not all of these pieces of information were in focus. It was Professor Noam Chomsky's work on generative grammar in 1957 that outlined how the structure of our language also alters our own personal reality through a process of deletion, distortion, and generalization, which means that even the way we describe experiences builds constraints around how we approach decisions and hence our outcomes. This mechanism serves a purpose, of course, otherwise we wouldn't do it. It helps to minimize overwhelm, to remain congruent, in harmony with ourselves, to avoid cognitive dissonance, the state of having inconsistent thoughts or beliefs or attitudes, and in so doing permits us to remain functional. So we pass our experiences through the beliefs we have as a filter, reaffirming the world around us. Now, where beliefs are functional, we see progress and achievement in those areas of our lives. However, the problem really does arise when there's dysfunction present and we fail to identify and correct the beliefs that are contributing to this. Most people don't even think to audit their beliefs. They simply assume that what they hold to be true is, well, true. Whilst there are many areas in our lives that we can be somewhat subjective in terms of how we infer success, one area which is clearly quantifiable due to clear metrics is our relationship with money. Our financial position is revelatory in nature as it clearly indicates how our beliefs either support prosperity or create austerity. It's commonly said that at the root of our beliefs lies the management of 3 universal fears. They are a method for us to belong, to be loved and be enough, which is also why when people begin challenging their own beliefs, they may destabilise their connection with others, experience rejection and can feel ostracised. The antidote to this, of course, is to surround ourselves with those who are ahead of us on the journey we wish to take. Okay, enough philosophy. There are many different models that discuss belief types, but we're going to focus on just 4 types of beliefs. 4 types of beliefs that can serve to empower or restrict our success. So let's get started. Number 1, global beliefs. These beliefs are the widest reaching generalisations. They impact our total view on any given subject. For example, if a person has had a seemingly bad run of intimate relationships, they might conclude that all men are or all women are, etc. For people who have great intimate relationships, these beliefs may seem completely unresourceful. However, to the individual employing them, that actual global belief is resourcefully serving them unconsciously as they attempt to guard themselves from further hurt or disappointment, pain, heartache, etc. Global beliefs are powerful in nature because they have the ability to shape outcomes through aggressively engaging that process of deletion, distortion and generalisation in such a manner that all other possibilities just cease to exist. Shifting a global belief begins with us suspending judgment and being open to the possibility of there being supportive evidence of an existence of an alternate truth. I oftentimes remind myself of this small piece of advice when dealing with my own beliefs, that is to abandon the need to be right. It's our need to be right that keeps us reinforcing our current experience and it really does limit our ability to take on board new insight. Instead, get comfortable with being teachable. Dare I say, even comfortable with being mistaken and open to new insight. Seek to understand, to grow, and to evolve. Number 2, identity beliefs. Now, these beliefs are beliefs about our sense of being, our sense of self, who we believe we are in a variety of contexts. They are beliefs that are directly related to our self-image, our self-esteem, who we define ourselves to the external world as. They are beliefs about who we think we are. They are commonly preceded by the statement of I am. For example, I am a father, mother, husband, wife, partner, lawyer, actor, artist, footballer, race car driver, golfer, dancer, free spirit, etc. Individuals often become so immersed in their identity beliefs that when these beliefs become unhinged, they carry a significant personal toll. They experience what's known as an identity crisis. That is to say, according to the Oxford Dictionary, a period of uncertainty and confusion in which their sense of identity becomes insecure due to a change in their expected aims or role in society. Identity beliefs are always closely linked to our values and reveal themselves through the way we prioritise our time and effort to ensure we maintain them. Which leads us to the next type of belief. Number 3, values beliefs. As mentioned, these are beliefs that we have around our priorities in life. They're hierarchical in structure, which is to say that the way that these are sequenced has a direct effect upon our experience of the values that follow. For example, what do you choose to believe around communication, sex, health and vitality, money, time, success, family, love? Now, a potential hierarchy might look like family, followed by health and vitality, followed by money, followed by success, etc. Now, the outcome of this hierarchy would mean that by placing family at the top of the hierarchy, every decision made would be done so that the relationships held within the family unit and the beliefs supported collectively would be upheld. Now, if the family unit held supportive beliefs around health and vitality, money and success, then this individual would thrive. However, if the family unit did not hold similar views on health and vitality, money or success, they would experience constrictions in those areas. And oftentimes it's those constrictions that people battle with as they struggle to understand why they are not achieving the results they're after. Now, I'm not saying putting family first in your hierarchy is bad. What I am saying is to be mindful of the beliefs that are held within the family unit so as to know whether they're supportive of your desired outcomes or not. You know, internal and external conflict often arises as a result of those values being violated. Many times we become enraged that the offending party doesn't see eye to eye with us or see our opinion or intent. This is known as a values mismatch and is one of the most common reasons for the breakdown in communication and relationships. So how do we optimise our values for success? Well, that leads us to the next type of belief. Number 4, rules beliefs. These are the beliefs that we have around what needs to be present in our environment for us to experience a values belief. For example, if we hold health and vitality as an important value within our hierarchy, we may create a rule such as, for me to feel healthy, I adhere to a diet and exercise routinely. Where people come unstuck is actually when the rules they create are too rigid. For example, for me to feel healthy, I must adhere to a strict diet, exercise 5 days a week, sleep a minimum of 8 hours a night, drink 3 litres of water daily, practice meditation 3 times daily, have acupuncture weekly, and so on and so on. The moment there's any deviation from the above, the person feels as though they're incongruent with their values, and this creates a cascading effect which usually results in guilt and shame that consequently erodes self-worth. Now, to make it sustainable, on the other hand, all we need to do is incorporate flexibility. This allows us to deviate within, let's call them boundaries, without discarding the rule altogether. Here's an example again with a more functional outlook. For me to feel health and vitality, I enjoy healthy food and treat myself occasionally, appreciate regular exercise and never go more than 2 days without. I sleep between 6 to 8 hours a night, and when I'm able to, even more. I do my best to stay hydrated by drinking water regularly, and I provide my mind a break by meditating regularly and never go more than 2 days without, etc. The difference in the approach here is that we have the ability to flex towards more or less of a certain activity and still experience continuity with the value. This in turn allows us to build consistent references of us successfully fulfilling our values, which in turn increases our feelings of self-worth. In conclusion, we owe it to ourselves to recover the deletions, distortions and generalisations we're experiencing by taking stock of the beliefs we hold, to identify whether they are empowering or disempowering, whether they're moving us towards our goals or whether they're keeping us from achieving our goals. Perhaps it's time to overhaul the hierarchy or the rules we've set in order to better support our aspirations. One thing is certain, like flexing any muscle, our willingness to mindfully adjust our beliefs may cause short-term pain, but ultimately it leads to long-term gains.